I've never been the sort of person that can do DIY or decorating or anything remotely relating to that sort of thing, you know, in terms of home improvements. Yet somehow I've been able to paint 2 walls and build some furniture. I feel so good right now. So when Chris and I, so Chris is my ex-husband, but when we bought this place, to be fair, it was a new build. We just missed out on being able to choose like the colours of the units and stuff like that. We bought it a little bit too late, but so they'd already been installed. But the floor we could choose, but the walls are all white. And then Chris wanted to, well, I did as well. We wanted a feature wall in the living room, and Chris decided to also do a feature wall in the bedroom. So I was in hospital when he did that, but he did like a purple wall in the bedroom, and then in the living room we had like a dark red, well not dark red, but it was like a red feature wall. So we split up, and then I bought him out of the house. I mean, this was over a long period of time because I went to Denmark for a year, so everything was kind of like pushed back. But when I came back to the UK, I bought him out of this house, and he moved out a few months ago now. And now this is my house, you know, it's I own this house, and I wanted to kind of put my mark on it. So I decided to paint the walls back to completely white, which has been such a nice change. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. Chris and I are still friends, and I did sort of say, oh, I've painted the walls, and he was like, but isn't it really boring? And like, yeah, maybe it is boring to some people, but for me it feels just so crisp and clean and minimal, and it's just a really nice space. Like, it feels really airy. I don't know, it's just a really nice, I'm really glad that I painted it back to white. It took a few coats. The walls were quite dark, bright colours. Dark, bright colours? You know, like quite strong colours. So they both took 4 coats of white to get back to white, but they look so much better now. Well, I personally think they look so much better now. I'm really happy with how they turned out. And then in the living room, I got a new sofa and a footstool, and then kept it quite minimal in terms of, like, I've not got any units or shelving or anything like that. There's no storage in the living room. I wanted it to be quite a clutter-free space. And then in the bedroom, I've got all white furniture now. I just got a load of stuff from Argos, dead cheap. I think it was on offer as well. So I've got 2 bedside tables and a dressing table, and I love them. And I did them all by myself. I'm really, really proud that I did it all by myself. I didn't need to have any help. Oh, that's a lie. So I did need to borrow some tools from my boyfriend, but I still did the work. My parents did help me with the garden. So with the garden, I'd left it in a little bit of a mess. So they managed to clear out all the mess, basically. Like, it was just overgrown and weeds everywhere and just really tall grass. So they, bless them, they cut it all down, and now it's much easier to maintain. So I am being good, and I'm mowing it regularly, which I can never say the word regularly. But I'm mowing it and keeping on top of it. There's patches that have got weeds, and there's bold patches where it's just not had any sunlight because it was overgrown and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to get back to what it was like before when I first bought it, but it's going to take a bit of time. But it'll get there, it's fine. And I now have a little like a table and chairs in the garden, so I can sit out, which, even though it's after summer, I actually don't mind. I quite like autumn mornings, you know, the idea of a cup of tea or a coffee, sat there watching the sun come up. It's just a nice, I don't know, it's just a nice thing. So yeah, I started decorating. So I'll put in some footage of the house currently. I'm gonna be adding different furnishings throughout the year. I'm gonna change it up seasonally, so you'll see some updates of what I do, but this is the current house. that's it. If there's anything you want me to cover in more detail, you know, I could do a more in-depth tour of like my kitchen or my study or my bedroom or whatever. So yeah, leave a comment if you want to see one of the rooms in particular. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.